Good evening and a happy new year. A few people have suggested that I might like to look at Kew Garden Station, so that's what I'm doing in the first video of 2021. Unfortunately, December may not be the best time to visit a station best known for serving a botanical garden, but times are hard, my dudes. Kew Gardens is a station on the Richmond branch of the District line and the North London line of the Overground. Of course it serves the Royal Botanical Gardens, but there's more to it. The station building itself is Grade 2 listed, and it's the only underground station to incorporate a pub. Well, unless you count the big mainline stations served by the underground, which I'm not, and the underground stations that used to include pubs, which, look, do you want me to talk about Kew Gardens or not? Kew Gardens, like the rest of the Richmond branch, actually didn't start out as part of the Underground. It was built by the London and South Western Railway and opened in 1869. At this time, the London and South Western Railway were making a big push to increase their commuter traffic. The suburbs were expanding, and the South Western wanted to serve as many of them as possible. So they built a line from Richmond through Kew Gardens and Gunnersbury, up through Hammersmith to what was then Addison Road but is now Kensington Olympia. From there they'd use the West London Railway to get up to Clapham Junction, where they met their own line into Waterloo. Kew was already a settlement of some note, so it made sense for the LSWR to build a station here. There were some complaints from the well-heeled residents of the area, so the company reluctantly added some ornamentation to their bridge across the Thames. The aforementioned pub was a cunning money spinner for the railway. Kew Gardens itself at the time had no refreshment facilities, so the LSWR figured the day trippers would be thirsty after their walk. In 1875, the Underground began to serve Kew Gardens, or rather the District Railway, which would become the District Line, did. I've mentioned in previous videos that the District Railway was short of cash, so using an already existing line enabled them to increase their services at minimal cost. At the time, they were planning to build a line from Putney to Barnes, which would have competed with the LSWR. The deal they struck was that in exchange for using the line through Kew Gardens, they wouldn't build their Barnes line or horn in on the LSWR's turf anywhere else. Which was fine because, to be honest, they couldn't afford to do that anyway. So how did the Overground get here? Well, there was a little railway called the North and South Western Junction Railway, which was built to link the London and South Western Railway with another major company, the London and North Western Railway. Imaginative, these Victorians. The South Western weren't fans of someone else getting in on the commuter traffic, remember the business with the district, but eventually they reluctantly agreed to let trains from this line go to Richmond. In 1912, the station gained its distinctive footbridge, which is also Grade 2 listed. It's built in reinforced concrete and is an early example of this form of architecture in Britain. We tend to think of concrete as monolithic and utilitarian. But evidently the designers of this bridge didn't get the memo and designed a really rather pleasant structure. To protect pedestrians from the smoke produced by steam locomotives, the bridge was designed with a high parapet and was fitted with smoke deflectors. Which was ironic because 4 years later steam trains would be almost completely eliminated from this line. The district already ran electric trains, the North and South Western Junction would be electrified in 1916, and that same year the London and South Western stopped running services along this route. These days, the station is a very pleasant suburban stop. It's part of the Kew Gardens conservation area and is very well kept. Almost worth a visit in its own right. Although, maybe not in winter. Hello all, I hope you enjoyed this botanical episode. If you did, then please do feed the algorithm by hitting like and subscribing if you haven't already. And I'll see you again very soon for another tale from the tube. Oh, and happy 2021. May it be better than 2020. Man, I feel like I'm lowering property prices just standing here.